world. You know, I got in the car today and my husband called. And when he called me, he just encouraged me so much. So much that I have to tell somebody, don't give up. Don't give up on God. Don't give up on what you're asking God to do. Don't give up on praying for someone. Continue to do that. If you are in a situation, in a marriage, let's say, where you are a believer, but maybe your spouse is not, and you have a lot of trials and a lot of arguments, don't argue back. Pray for God to put a guard on your mouth so that when the other person is arguing, you're just sitting there. Because I can promise you, I've done it. And when you do that, the other person sees they're not arguing. They're not arguing back. What is wrong with them? It takes the fun out of the fight. And God's protecting your mouth. If God gives you the words to say, open your mouth and say them. But say only them. Never, ever give up on your spouse. If you've had a hard, rough so many years and you're looking for divorce, look to God. Don't look to divorce. Look to God. God can heal your marriage. Just look to Him. Pray to Him. Pray for the other person. Don't pray and say, Lord, help them with this, that, and the other. Don't do that. Just say, Lord, I pray for my husband. Or Lord, I pray for my spouse. I pray that you help me to be the light to them. That you help me be that example that they need to see every day. I pray that you show them their ways, Lord. That you illuminate what needs to be fixed in their lives. But pray for your spouse. Don't give up. Don't get mad. Don't turn your shoulder. I can promise you that I know personally numerous people who have prayed for their husbands, or maybe haven't even prayed for their husbands for so many years, but have been married for 20 years, and guess what? The other one just got saved. 20 years of strife for the time of glory that they have now, for the time of blessings that they have now in their families, in their marriage, on their kids. If you are the one who is unequally yoked, if you are the one who is not in God, let me say this to you. Stop blocking your family's blessings. Stop. You are hurting your family more than you are helping them. Quit being selfish. Give in to God. When you give in to God, you're giving in to you're giving in to say, Lord, I rid myself of my flesh. I know that today the world wants me to be of the world, but God, I choose you. I can assure you that just as hard as God is fighting for you, the devil's fighting for you too, because you're playing for his team. You may be the devil's quarterback. You may be his home run grand slam hitter, but you are playing for his team, and he doesn't want to give you up either. And for those who have given themselves to God and you fell back into the world, sit up. Stand on solid ground. Get back with God. Get back with God. I just felt like someone needed to hear that this morning. To not give up. To pray. To guard your mouth. To not fight in your marriage. To not fight in your homes. Maybe it's not a marriage. Maybe it's a mother and a child. Or maybe it's a father and his son. You know, those tricky years where the children, they know more than the parents do. The same years that you and I went through. Those are hard times. And maybe sometimes we need to pray that God give us the divine words to say. Because sometimes words hurt situations instead of help situations. So just pray that God give you the divine words to say to that person. And if He doesn't give them to you, then obey His command and keep your mouth shut. Because if He hasn't given it to you, then He hasn't done what you've asked Him to do. And it's not time for you to speak. In everything you do, pray. Pray. Honestly pray. I have been so blessed this morning by news that my husband shared with me that brought tears to my eyes. It wasn't great news, but he was praying about it. He prayed. he prayed, and God's doing a work in him. And I love that. I love that. And when you see that in your spouse, you'll love it too. When you see it in your child, you'll love it too. And this morning, my 4-year-old reminded me that this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. And as I'm sitting here, thinking about my day, I hear his sweet, small voice in the back. And he's singing that song. Of course, he's singing it churched up, like he hears our praise team at church sing it. The same message. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. So I hope this has blessed you guys. This is a video blog that I'm starting. I think I'm going to title it, It's Just That Serious, because honestly, it is just that serious. There's not a decision that you can make in your life that is not a serious decision. And all decisions need to be prayed over. Everything needs to be taken to God in prayer. I love you guys. I hope you guys have wonderful days at work, or if you're not working, God bless you. And in everything, never give up and always pray.